Damn. Ow, 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 ow. Welcome to my, been a couple out there, but they're Jason and they don't exactly do what people do as far as when starting as Jasons. Let's start off with the first one. I believe it is part Jason has an axe. He has the abilities where his strengths are he can run, weapon strength, and this Jason I would say is more along the line of a strength grip build with a slice of running. With this kind of Jason, I would say that you don't exactly be a fucking. This kind of game is someone who literally walks around and just grabs them and grabs them and grabs them. That will always kind of lead to your downfall if you're a gripper. Also, don't be a swinger, not like me, like you share your wife and your best friend shares his wife. I mean, like, don't just swing your weapon just because you have weapon strength. Alright, this is my key thing for when I play Jason. I've literally had people say, like, one person said I was the best Jason they've ever seen. It's like kind of fucking complimenting, but it's kind of sad that someone would say that I just met because I literally took out everybody. It's besides the point. So with part 3 Jason, like I said, he can run, he has weapon strength, and he has grip strength. So I think the standard thing for Jason is if he has traps, he has 5. I think if he has less traps, let me look at my, where's the one I other use? Yeah, this is the one I other main. So, yeah, I think it's 5 for standard. So, for him, the part 3, when you're chasing someone, don't always, like, grab. Don't always grab, because if someone's deliberately let you grab them, like they're standing there, that almost automatically means that either A, they're sacrificing themselves so their friend can get away, or 2, they have a pocket knife on them. And also we have these things called pocket knife horrors in games you've probably seen where you're running around looking for a pocket knife, and or you're playing as Jason and this one guy literally has nothing but pocket knives, and he's one of those guys who likes to juke you around. So don't be a gripper and don't be a swinger. That's what pisses people off where they keep swinging their weapon, especially with people who have increased weapon strength like part 3. My recommendation for anyone playing as like Jason, regardless of what type it is, always go for the OBJ. Now OBJ is a siege term. I'm sorry if that's something you're not aware. OBJ means objective. O, letter O, BJ, objective, OBJ. I'm going to show some gameplay, although it is against bots, because I'm not guaranteed to be Jason. They do have offline play, I'm not sure if you know that. But anyways, on to Jasons that can run, like this one per se. Since he has increased weapon strength, it doesn't take that many hits to wound a player. So, my best thing when I play as this Jason is, of course, I go to the phone, always go to the phone first, because that's like the common thing that people go for. Go for the car or the boat, those two. Always, if there's 2 cars, always look for the blue one first. Blue is the 4-seater. If people don't know, if you do, good for you. Yellow is the 2-seater. People mostly go for the blue one, 4-seater. Sorry, early morning. So, apart from doing that, with this Jason sense, so you're going to make use of your sense and your morph. So those would be the biggest ones used. So if I'm chasing down a player as this Jason, right, I could be a gripper, just use my increased grip strength and get stabbed in the fucking neck and let everyone else get away. That would be a bad idea, because grippers literally piss everyone off. Although everyone's like, oh, well, that's the point of being Jason, use those grip kills. Well, you could swing your weapon for a fucking reason. Like I said, sorry if my language offends anybody. I apologize. So, key feature here is, as this Jason, since you have that axe, and you're play chasing after a player, right? And say after Tiffany is running away and she starts to slow down and you're behind her, I would recommend you swing your weapon first. Hit her to where she's wounded. And if the player is stupid enough, they will spray themselves. That's when you get the grip kill. That's every Jason I use. I swing the weapon to their wounded. If they waste their shit, their healing spray, then I grip them. That's my key thing for now. But since this one has increased weapon strength and grip strength, this would be more of a swing your weapon, wound them, then grab them. And even if they waste their spray, you're still going to be able to catch them if they run away and hit them down. I think with this one, it's 1 or 2 hits. I think with other weapons, it's 3. So that'd be the best one to use for Jason Part 3. So like I said, if you want to be good with Jason Part 3, make use of your morph, rarely use your stock, rarely use your sense, and make sure to use your, no, wait, sense? No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. This Jason's more going to be along the line of morph and shift. I'm sorry, shift is one where you speed. So make use of that, which can be useful, especially for weapon strength. So apologies if I messed that up. On to part 2, this is what I call the Trapper Jason. This Jason is really good for what they call puppy guarding OBJs, because you can see he can run, he has more traps, and he has morph, and he has decreased in shift, defense, and water speed. Meaning, if you're on a boat map, which is kind of rare. I mean, there are boat maps, but they're hardly spawn. Then you're going to be screwed. Defense means you're easily to. I don't even know what that means. I think you're easily wounded more. And shift means you can't use the shift ability. For part 2 Jason, like I said, he's a Trapper Jason because he has more traps, can run, and morph. This is where you want to monitor your OBJs. Like, say you're chasing down a player, right? All of a sudden you hear when your traps go off. Immediately activate your morph and look for your OBJ or your trap, which is, for example, say there is a guy who's trying to put gas in the blue car, right? And all of a sudden you know for a fact your only trap you had set was by the car or the phone. You have 2, the car or the phone. You bring up your map, which is by touching the touchpad, and then look. Your trap will usually be highlighted a dark red. Go there and then kill them. Like I said, if they're just standing there, that means either got a pocket knife or something. Part 2 Jason is definitely a Trapper Jason because I think he has up to 8 traps. I think the standard's 5. I don't know. I will check that back myself. But yeah, another tip for anyone, especially if you're a new player, do not chase down the same fucking player throughout the whole fucking map, especially if they're a higher level than you or the max level, which I think is 150. Do not do that. That is so stupid. I've seen so many new players just run around chasing one player while the others just get away, and then they manage to kill another player, and it's done the whole time. Another thing is don't kill the host. And if you're a host, don't be a bitch and just like if you get killed right off the bat, don't be a bitch and just like leave, because that ruins the fun for everyone. It's just a dick move. And also, if you're the host and you're playing as Jason right off the bat, don't kill everyone just because you know you're good, and then close the lobby so no one can get their payback on you. That's poor sportsmanship, and you're an asshole. So yeah, like I said, Jason Part 2 is monitor the OBJs, the objectives, the phone, the cars, the boat, and one of them goes off. Also, don't waste your traps on players outside windows. That's kind of a waste unless you know there's no one left besides that guy. You've got like 2 or 3 traps. Yeah. On to Part 9 Jason. Now, Part 9 Jason I don't really care for, but he's okay. He's a Jason from Jason Goes to Hell, which is Part 9. He has increased shift, stun, and stalk. This is the Stalker Jason. Now, give or take with the Stalker Jason, the Part 9, he can't run, has less hit points, and has less traps, which means I believe he only has 3. Spare use of those. For Stalker Jason, I would basically kind of stalk one objective, since his ability is increased stalk, which lasts a long time. Same way with the shift and stun resistant. So this is my tips on how I use him. So I'm watching the phone. I do monitor between the other one. I look on the map, I watch the phone, like monitor the phone. I would wait for someone to activate that trap, and then I would activate my shift if it's available, but then, and then, sorry, stock, but then, God, I'm tired this morning. And then I would try to either shift towards them or use my, I'd try to grab them. Then again, take in mind that people will have the ability to, they'll just, like I said, let you grab them and then use that. That's the thing about this Jason, is that he is most likely a stalker. He's the kind of guy where you would kind of, in singled out situations, like you would look for one person that's by themselves. That's where you would want to make good use of Part 9 Jason and his stalk ability and his shift. So that's the best thing I can recommend for him. I rarely ever use him, but that's what I do when I use him. Part 8 Jason. The first ever Destruction Jason. Destruction Jason is really good for water map. As you can see, his strengths are water speed, destruction, stalk, sense, can't run are his weakness, and grip strength. So he's not exactly a good gripper Jason. He's not a good grabber or grip when he can just hold on to you unless he's, especially against people who have that thing where they can escape Jason's grasp real easy. So that's the best thing about having that against people who are this kind of Jason. But for this one, I mean, this one is definitely good if you have like where it's boats, where the boat is going to most likely spawn. Destruction, though, a lot of people don't know what destruction means. It means he could tear down different. He could tear down, breakable objects easier. Like, it's kind of a lot easier, I think it is. If it's a barred door, it's only one. I think it's 2 to 3 hits. But if it's not barred, I think it's like 1 or 2. I think it's actually 3 or 4. I don't know if it's barred. So he's really good. Another tip, and this is especially good for this Jason if you're going to be watching, the OBJ, like the phone. The phone will always be in a house, which is a dead given because it's a phone. What I like to do is I first go to the phone, especially when I'm going to this Jason. This is the first actual Jason movie I ever saw. Jason Takes Manhattan. What you should do with this Jason is, since you're going to be, like for me, I go to the phone first, put down my trap. Then I immediately go to busting down doors and windows and also walls in between me and the phone. A lot of people don't really think about this. Like, think about it. You're going to be people are going to be near an objective, right? What you should do is basically, I'll show you in a minute when I go to play bots. But basically just break down any doors or walls or windows near that, so like it says, so counselors don't go through them, which will hurt them. A lot of people rarely know this, that if you actually open a door, as Jason, yes, he does open door, he doesn't always bust them down, you can actually just swing your weapon standard with your R2 and actually still break it down, which I don't know why people don't do as Jason. I mean, I do it. And that's basically how you should play this Jason, because destruction is good for keeping others away from like objectives, especially when they're hiding. It's a good thing about this Jason. Moving on to part 7. Part 7 is definitely a good water one. He has increased sense, water speed, and grip. This was more like the long line of what I call a predator Jason, because in the predator sense, I mean, like, he gets sense people down, and he's good in the water, and he has grip strength. Of course, he can't run. This is part 7. He has less traps and less shift. So that means your key features you're going to be focusing on are sense for this one, grip strength, and water speed, which of course is another good one for the boat. So since you're going to have less traps, you're going to have to make better use of your traps. Like, just don't go laying them outside because you're chasing one asshole. That's a bad thing to do. Like I said, your kills, the one I paid for. They're not that bad though. Actually pretty cool. Funny thing is actually the only Jason that actually uses the extra machete in the game. Why, I don't know. I kind of think they should have the ability where Jason can select his weapons instead of having set ones. I don't know how Savini Jason would do it. So, yeah, so this one, you're basically going to be stalking your prey. Like I said, you're going to be the predator. Well, predator versus prey, that should make sense here. That's the best thing I could say about this one, is because it's just a predator one. Now, with this Jason, a lot of people just always just underestimate, but still. Part 6, I never really use him. So, of course, he has less defense, can't run, or can't. He has less morph, so you're going to basically making use of your shift and your, of course, shift and your stock and, of course, your sense. So this would kind of be like a Predator Jason 2, but more along the line of like less grip strength. This one, I would say you smack people wounded, then grab. The throwing knife part is kind of cool. I mean, I guess you could use that from long range before they see you. I've actually seen my friend use this where someone was putting gas in a car and he had his stock on and he just chucked throwing knives at them. Which means, also this doesn't mean that he has like 20 throwing knives. I believe he starts off with 5 or 6. I don't know exactly the max you can carry. I don't even use throwing knives. But that's my best one for this one because, of course, he's more like a hunter, I would say, less than a stalker or a predator. So, yeah. Part 5 Jason. This Jason I do not like. I rarely ever use him because a couple reasons. One, it's not Jason. I've heard people say, oh, it's little kid Jason. No, this is not Jason. This is actually a I believe it's not Tommy Jarvis. People are saying this is Tommy Jarvis. I forget who it was that said this was Tommy Jarvis, but it's not. I forget. This is some person that Jason tormented, and he just decided to dress up as Jason. That's why when you're playing his Part 5 Jason and you win, he does not go back to his cabin. This is someone else. His weapon are shears, which is kind of odd. Something like a gardening tool. As you can tell, it says more throwing knives, more stock, and can run. This is more like I would say a kind of like what's the word? Kind of a hybrid between a stalker and the hunter Jason. Of course, the hunter Jason was part 6, and the stalker Jason was part 9. I just walked past him, didn't I? Yeah. Increased stock, so this is more like a stalker kind of hunter Jason. So less defense, more grip strength. Oh, sorry, less defense, less grip, and less stun. Of course, then again, this isn't Jason. Please take that into mind. His weapons are a bit. His weapon's a piece of crap, honestly. So then we have part 4. Part 4 is right after part 3. This is where that corkscrew pig splitter thing came from. He can run, weapon strength, and destruction. This is another hybrid Jason. Of course, he can run, which is kind of like part 2 and 3, which makes sense. But the weapon strength comes from, the hybrid part comes from part 3, with the weapon strength. Sorry if it's taking too long. And of course, the destruction comes from, where are you? Part 8. So, with this Jason, I would say he's more of a strength destruction build, honestly. So you're gonna basically, like I said, stay near the I'm so sorry. Start off, like I said, putting down traps. And this is what I do with him. I put down the trap by the. First off, go to the phone, and then go to inside and just bust down on the doors, which means I think, like I said, don't quote me on this. Unbarred doors, it's 1 to 2 or 3, and I think if it's barred, it's 2 to 3 to 4. Like I said, don't quote me on that. But yeah, then that's there. Savini Jason I don't have. So like I said, I'm going to be playing offline on bots. I will do Pinehurst. No, a lot of people do Pack and X Mall. So we'll do that one, and I will use the one I am most fond of, so I'll do this one, and I will do that. Not hard. Hard is exactly hard for people who have played this a long time, give or take. I'm only at level 44. I just got part 4 Jason. Although I've been playing it since it came out, I've been busy with my life. So, okay, we're loaded in. So I'm at Packneck Lodge, and I don't wonder where the guy is. Okay. So
find them, Jason.
If you're not good with throwing knives,
make them pay for what they did to us.
If you're not good with throwing knives, just grab this. I mean, if you're not good with throwing knives, don't grab this. I'm just grabbing them to see what the max is for this. So when playing as Jason, you see those little blips? I call them bubbles. That is where players are. Now, if you don't have options to morph, a lot of people don't think about this, but just press the touchpad and see what it is. So the map is over by the house. Sorry, the phone is over by the house. Which means that I'm going to use my morph real quick and go right here. My sense is up and someone's running away. So I put that down. And I just wait for a second. So, as you can see, there's a blip there. I'm sorry, I have to take... I was just going over something. So I want to move to the next objective, which is over here. Use my sense real quickly, and there's someone in the cabin. So another thing is people always do like this, like smack, and try to do that. No, actually, if you press and hold R2, he does it faster, and he continues to do it. And this is what I mean about Destruction Jason. They're good for this kind of stuff. Getting in between objectives. See what I did there? I was a terrible person. I just grabbed him instantly. But let's just kill this faggot. Ugh. People play as this guy really pissed me off. Dick. You just want to break the windows down.
Kill for mother.
This way people can't really escape you when you're near the objective. And if you have a Destruction Jason, it goes a lot quicker than that. So the next objective, which is here again at the same house. So as you can see, even the bots already got the battery in the car. So all I'm going to do is place this right here. Also, when playing it against players, give them some time. Don't just rush in. They're asking, why is he still busting down things or windows and doors when you should be hunting them? Well, now that they have the gas in the, what do you call it? The battery in the car, I'm just going to make sure they can't come back in here to juke me or get away and stop me. There's a bear trap here. The thing about busting down these doors and windows is, one, the doors are down so they can't block you off. And basically, see, look, my thing just got triggered. See right there? See how it's all red? And look, fucking old grandpa.
Jason. Don't let them.
So that means he has the fuse. Since he did that to me, I'm just going to put this back down. Try and... Now I use my shift. And since the door is down, he can't stop me from getting inside. And there he is, see? And... Wait, do you have a frying pan? Get a frying pan. Now I'm gonna go check on someone else. He tried to smack me too. I love it. Another thing you can do is, if you want to really cause suspense, take out these things. Like, some people actually try and fix the generators. If you're gonna be kind of a good sneaky person, take out generators so they can see, and then place traps. That's also fun. So let's see if we can go over here and scare the shit out of some people. See, there's a dude right here. So now my stock. Let me go over here real quick. And as you can see, someone's actually trying to get the thing again, the phone. Like, it's the old guy. Hello, friend! Oh, this old bastard. Yeah, that's some good shit. People who play as this guy and do that fucking stupid little dance are so dumb.
Don't stop, Jason. They deserve to die. Make them suffer
So
like...
now I'm gonna go back. I think I took out this generator, I believe. So I did. So as you can tell, even... No, did they call Tommy? Nope, they did not. Bots can actually call Tommy. There's someone in this house, so... Gonna wait till my shift is available. I'm gonna go shifting over there. See what I did? I did that on purpose. So she had a pocket knife, which means she wasted it. I should have actually wounded that. That's what I'm looking for. Another thing people don't think about is you can actually go right here where the door is. And just walk inside. See, now, since I busted down the doors near here, they can't actually stop me. Although I should have busted the ones upstairs. thing you can do is, if it's like down to 3 people left, take, like, you know their objectives, take out beds and other stuff before they get there. Like these things. Also, outhouses are near objectives, or closets. I think these are closets. See? If I had actually taken this out earlier, she couldn't have hidden.
That's my special boy.
Whoops. Huh. Alright. So let's look on the map real quick over there. And there are blips right there. I'm sorry, dude. I don't speak that, I don't speak that language. I'm sorry. That's in Russian. So that door is obviously locked. So who's left? It's just Jenny, Brandon, Bugsy, Deborah, Eric, and me. So my next thing I want to do is go over here. I'm literally too short to swing there. So just because she's running away, in this situation, just because she's running away, I don't want to go after her. There's still someone in here. Although I could see her, so. So, now she ran away. She ran that way, so follow her, and I could see her. So since she stopped, that means she's most likely in here. Yep. And since I took down those walls and the lights, the question is, where'd she go? Where did she go? Where did she go? That's another thing. People sometimes try, if they have that high ability where Jason can't see you when you're hiding in places. Jason. Like she just did. Like she ran in here.
Make them suffer like we did.
Look like I was walking, like she was getting out of here. But instead she went under here, because sometimes if people have that perk where it's harder to be detected by Jason's sensibility, and you didn't actually see the blip with him walk out like she did. This is literally a bot that tried to juke me. So, let's see. Someone's over there. I could go for the house. Shit. Which means someone's probably by the phone. See, now whoever's trying to call the phone can't call him. Someone's got a high little, another, what's it called? Hiding thing, so. So, if everything is destroyed, All these are destroyed. I think I left one in here. Nope, which means that our winner is... Well... That's odd. I think I done got juked by a bot. So that means that this person is right in here. Bingo. Like I said, a destruction Jason would be better for that than I would. So. Only two ways in, huh? So even though people can get away quicker than he can. Son of a bitch. Of course.
You want some more?
Get up, Jason.
That bitch just smacked me.
Find them. Kill them.
I'm gonna save you for last. Oh, that bitch did.
They deserve to die, Jason. Make them suffer.
No!
See, now she's wounded, so... Oh, what the hell? I thought she was. And she's trying to hide underneath the bed, so... I'm gonna go find my friend over here. This fat fuck.
No!
They want to hurt you, Jason. Don't let them.
Alright. You wanna play like that, huh?
Yes. Yes. Kill for Mother.
Why won't you fucking die?
you from me, Jason. Don't
Ugh.
let them.
No, come on, don't do this to me, bot.
Damn it! No!
Jason, my boy, do you know what
I'm
you're
literally gonna get outplayed by a bot.
No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die.
Wow, I got outplayed by a bot. That's kind of fucking sad. Well, you kind of get the gist of what I mean. So,
Mommy is proud of you,
that is kind of sad.
but it's time to
I got outplayed by a bot. Man, these bots are dicks. But yeah, like I said, just focus and when you're playing as Jason, just focus on the objective, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and you should be good. Fucking Jenny Myers. I hate that bitch. So that's the best thing I could tell you to do as Jason. Like I said, rules for Jason. Don't always. There's a couple. Actually a lot of rules. One, don't single out a single player, even if they talk the most biggest and loudest shit. They will always just ruin your shit. That's the thing. The other thing is play objectives and also focus on what is being like, for example, if it's the phone, focus on the phone. If it's the car, like one of the cars, for example, the blue car, focus on the blue car. If it's the yellow car, well, that's most likely going to be two people working together. So focus on one of them. For example, if you got AJ Mason with Bugsy and they're focusing on the two-seater, then they're most likely friends. So take out whatever one you think has the keys. So that would be the best bet for them. Also be aware of people who like to talk, like basically the dicks, you know. Like I said, if they I can't talk. I'm sorry. If they let you grab them, like I said, don't be a gripper. If they let you grab them instantly, that means they're probably got a pocket knife or they're sacrificing themselves for something else. So if you do decide to grab them, go for someone else that's near them. Like if you see Bugsy, and there's also Chad and Deborah and Jenny over by the car, and Bugsy lets you grab him, I would suggest you don't even bother with him. Walk by him and then kill those other guys who are trying to get in the car. So, the other thing is though, do your job as Jason. Don't just like stick around. Like if you're chasing someone around the car, don't just chase them around the car unless they're the last person, because that means they're just deliberately trying to, what they call it, juke or cheat you out of the win. I would suggest if it's 3 people and you're basically chasing one guy and he walks around the table the whole time, just go find the other 2. Don't waste your time. He's being a pussy, a faggot, and a poor sportsman and a sad loser. Just go for another objective or another person. The other thing is, though, always pay attention to where your traps are. Like I tried to show you in the video, when I placed a trap at the phone, or the repair box, or the phone box, it'll, like you put one down, if you look on the map, it'll be light red, but when someone steps in it, it's immediately dark red. So then fast travel there. Other thing when focusing on car is, if you know someone's got the gas in there, or the battery is always a dead giveaway. Focus on getting to the car before it takes off. That's the thing. Always monitor the car. So if you go there and you see that the hood is up, and you can't tell with the gas with Jason, but the hood is down, that all it means is they got the battery in it. It's a dead giveaway. So you might want to focus on watching that car in particular. But if both cars have the hoods down, well, that's going to be a bit of a pain. It's the best thing I could give away for there. I'll be trying to do a counselor guide later on, but I hope this helps. I'm not even sure if I'm speaking at the moment or not. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to watch this even a little bit. If you want to like and subscribe, you can. I mean, I'm a small YouTuber. If you don't, then it's understandable. But I will be trying to do more videos on this in the future. Alright, thank you.